Imagine losing your hard-earned money because of inaccurate information. That's the chilling reality this disclaimer addresses. Before you dive into the world of financial data and investment opportunities on this app/website, it's crucial to understand the fine print. We're talking about protecting yourself from potential financial pitfalls. Tencent forges publishing agreement for cross-platform game Project Spirits with S-Korea's Shift Up. Now, let's break down the critical disclaimers that govern your use of this app/website, ensuring you're equipped to make informed decisions. Think of this as your shield against unforeseen risks in the investment arena. First and foremost, you, the user, are solely responsible for how you use this app/website. This means you're navigating this digital space at your own risk. Ostocks.com Limited, along with its partners like HKX Information Services Limited, China Investment Information Services Limited, Shenzhen Securities Information Company Limited, and Nasdaq Incorporated, strive to provide accurate information. However, they cannot guarantee it. And this is the part most people miss. They explicitly state they are not liable for any losses or damages stemming from inaccuracies or omissions, whether due to negligence, breach of contract, or any other reason. To put it simply, while they work hard to ensure the data is correct, errors can happen. And they're not taking responsibility if those errors cost you money. This includes any kind of loss, whether it's a direct financial hit or a less obvious, indirect consequence. For example, if a stock price is displayed incorrectly and you make a trade based on that faulty data, leading to a loss, you can't hold them accountable. Furthermore, Ostocks.com Limited, along with its data providers, makes no explicit or implied promises or guarantees about the information provided. This means they don't warrant that the information is suitable for a particular purpose or that it's of a certain quality. They offer the information as is, without any assurances. They also won't be held liable if there are interruptions, inaccuracies, errors, or omissions in the information, regardless of the underlying cause. This protection extends to any damages, whether direct, indirect, consequential, punitive, or exemplary, that might arise from using the information. Ostocks.com Limited is also not responsible for any failure or delay in meeting its obligations if it's due to circumstances beyond its reasonable control. These circumstances might include natural disasters like typhoons or rainstorms, government restrictions, strikes, wars, virus outbreaks, or failures in network or telecommunication systems. Basically, if something happens that's beyond their ability to prevent, they're not liable for any resulting problems. Morningstar Disclaimer. A word of caution. Keep in mind that the information you find here, including data, analyses, and opinions, is proprietary to Morningstar and its licensors. You can't just copy and redistribute it unless you have specific authorization. This information is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. Morningstar doesn't guarantee that the information is complete, accurate, or up-to-date, and they're not responsible for any trading decisions, damages, or losses related to the information or its use. Always verify information before using it, and seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Past performance is never a guarantee of future results, and investment values can go down as well as up. The analyses and interpretations of publicly available information on this app/website are believed to be reliable, but Ostocks.com Limited doesn't independently verify them and makes no guarantees about their accuracy, completeness, timeliness, or correctness. Use the information, financial market data, quotes, charts, statistics, exchange rates, news, research, analysis, buy and sell ratings, and educational content as references only, at your own risk. Before making any trades, consult with an independent professional to verify pricing and obtain more detailed market information. Ostocks.com Limited is not soliciting you to execute any trades. Any trades you make based on information from this app/website are your responsibility. Ostocks.com Limited provides information and services, as is, and the content on this app/website is subject to change without notice. They reserve the right to improve or correct any errors or omissions on the app/website at any time, but they're not obligated to do so. You, as a user, agree not to reproduce, retransmit, disseminate, distribute, broadcast, publish, circulate, sell, or commercially exploit any content from this app/website without explicit written consent from Ostox.com Limited. Remember that investment involves risk. Use the educational resources on this website for academic purposes, but Ostox.com Limited provides no assurance that buy-sell commentaries and signals will be profitable. Future performance won't necessarily match past performance. Ostox.com Limited may provide links to other websites, but has no responsibility for their content. This is simply a service to you. They don't endorse the accuracy or reliability of any information, advertisements, or content on those linked sites. They also don't guarantee the quality or reliability of any products or information you purchase or obtain through advertisements or other information on this app/website. ATV, information, not investment advice. AATV, a video platform owned by Ostox.com Limited, is for informational purposes only and not intended for trading. The information in AATV programs is not a solicitation, offer, opinion, or recommendation to buy or sell any security or to provide legal, tax, accounting, or investment advice. ATV is not intended for use in jurisdictions where such use would be illegal. The financial analysis or opinions expressed in AATV programs are for reference and discussion only and do not represent Ostox.com Limited. Investors must make their own investment decisions based on their own objectives and financial situation. Ostox.com Limited is not liable for any inaccuracies, errors, or omissions in AATV, or for any delays, errors, or interruptions in its transmission or delivery, or for any loss or damage arising from it. Ostox.com Limited reserves the right to change this disclaimer at any time by posting changes online. You're responsible for reviewing these changes regularly. By continuing to use this app/website after changes are posted, you accept the modified agreement. This disclaimer is governed by the law of Hong Kong, and you agree to submit to the exclusive jurisdiction of the Hong Kong courts. In case of any discrepancy between the Chinese and English versions, the English version prevails. This disclaimer was last updated on January 6, 2023. But here's where it gets controversial. Some might argue that disclaimers like these shift too much responsibility onto the user, leaving them vulnerable to potential misinformation or manipulation. Is it truly enough to simply state that accuracy isn't guaranteed? Should platforms like Ostox.com Limited bear more responsibility for the data they present? What are your thoughts? Share your opinions in the comments below.